This is going to be just a really quick video. I'm doing another subscriber request. He wanted to know how I build both my Saiyans. So for my female one, I build with 125 in HP, 125 in Ki, 125 in Ki Blast Supers. And she's at the second height, and she is slim. So really quick, if you want to take a look at the presets, this is what I have for her. If you really need me to go in depth on, how to use these, it's, pretty easy. I can just quickly go over them. So Drain Field is actually great for raids and expert missions because it'll completely absorb, like, Marbling Drop and Peeler Storm. It's just really great for that. And if you don't have the move Photon Swipe from DLC 10, what's really great about that is it only costs 1 Ki bar, and certain raid bosses and expert mission bosses will use Gigantic Ki Blast. Photon Swipe will send that back, like, immediately, like Soul Punisher does, and provided you're close to it, Dual Masenko. Gigantic Roar can also do it, but it's really finicky. I'm getting off track here, though. That's pretty much why I use Photon Swipe, and I use Right Them at the beginning experiment. This is just my raid preset. The same exact, presets across all my blasters, so everything you're seeing here is the exact same. Same with the stat distribution. I don't really, break whatever's, I'm sorry, I don't really fix whatever's not broken. That's just how I am. So this is my go-to Super Soul if I just want to do damage and I don't really care too much about Ki gain. Is when I'm doing more support stuff in either parallel quests and to even some extent, expert missions. And I'll have it on an expert missions because I don't really have an open slot for Photon Swipe, so that's why I'm using Do or Die and Soul Punisher here. And yeah, it sucks that Soul Punisher it uses like 5 Ki bars, but it'll still send Gigantic Ki Blast easily. Now for my Striker, and very identical, the only difference I have across any of my Strikers is if they're not an Earthling or a Saiyan, instead of Shining Slash, Critical Upper. And what's really great about Shining Slash Critical Upper is if your opponent has little to no stamina, you can use the move, and right after using it, you can go into a charged heavy hit. And you want to do that, especially with the Super Soul, because that's the only way to proc it. And it is actually stronger than Champa's Super Soul. I think it's you're just pieces in a game. But there's no reason to use Champa's Super Soul. I mean, granted, it lasts the entire time. You don't have to use Heavy Attack for it, but you can easily make up for that by just sapping the enemy's stamina, making them vanish a bunch, and then going into it either, like I said, a Shining Slash or Critical Upper. Now, for my male Saiyan, I've got built as the second height, same thing as my female Saiyan. Got him built with 125 into HP, 125 into basics, and 125 into strike supers. And on all my characters, I'm using Potential Unleashed, because in my opinion, all the other transformations in the game suck, or their drawbacks just really hinder them, in my opinion. And yeah, I suppose you could argue that the defense boost Super Saiyan 3 gives is amazing, but still, you can easily get far more Ki and rack up damage a lot quicker, at least in my opinion, by using Potential Unleash, because while you're hitting the opponent with like combos and shit, you're gonna get Ki back much faster. And you don't have the stamina issue at all with Potential Unleashed either. So another thing I just want to quickly go over, and then we'll pretty much end the video there, is be careful when using Savory Slicer. Make sure you're in range with it, because if you're too far away from your opponent and you use Savory Slicer, it's going to make the noise, it's going to eat up a Ki bar, and you'll just, waste the Ki for no reason. So you'll want to make sure you're either within range for it, use it either right after a Shining Slash or Critical Upper, depending. And Soaring Fist is just amazing all around. You could do it right after a heavy plus Ki Blast button knockback. You can do it right after a Shining Slash. You can do it right after a Critical Upper. I find it safer just to do the knockback and then go into it. So I'll usually use something like Shining Slash, I'll do the knockback, then I'll use Soaring Fist. But Soaring Fist is freaking amazing. But anyway, hope this gives you, some good tips on how to build both your Saiyans. And if not, hope it at least gave you some ideas. And one other thing I would just really quickly want to go over for my raid and extra mission sets on my strikers. I just go with the Elder Kai Soul because you're going to be, for two reasons. You're going to be up close with your strikers most of the time, and it's really annoying to try to land heavy hits when you got 5 allies pelting the enemy at the same time. Not to mention, certain raid bosses and expert mission bosses will have, like, auto dodge. So, this is just, really simplified, really easy support sets for strikers as far as raids go. It's either going to be Kamehameha boost if you're going for damage, or if you're just trying to help juggle the enemy for your team, critical upper. So that is pretty much going to cover the subscriber request vid. I hope, again, that this was very helpful to you. And I thank you all for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.